Hey, how's it going, family? Ryan O'Shaughnessy here. For anyone that's new here, welcome to my channel. So, I make this channel for my current students and all that good stuff. And most of the time, I feel like the big man upstairs. He gives me like this intuition to relay a message to some of my younger students, or even some of my older ones who are working professionally, things of that nature. Um, and yeah, and kind of give them 2 cents for whatever that's worth, based on what I've experienced in my journey so far. And I figured that maybe is a good time to start making more, I guess, like public videos, and if it helps one person out there, cool, sort of thing. And so something in my heart that wanted me to speak to you guys today, something about, is the whole idea of, if you're struggling as a musician or a working musician, or if things aren't working out, sort of thing, that all that good stuff. And I kind of want to give you a little background in how I've dealt with those sorts of feelings, and uncertainty, and all that good stuff. And there's been numerous periods. So I've been playing guitar for about 23, 24 years, something like that. And there has been plenty of years and times where like younger, I'm super freaking motivated. I just want to be a metal musician and all that. And then fast forward, and then there was a lot of years there where I was totally like unmotivated to play. I could care less. Like maybe in the earlier years, I would teach, but I could care less if I touched the guitar all day long, sort of thing. All that good stuff. And what I realized is that that unmotivating feeling that you may be encountering, or is this even going to work out, if it's even worth it, that sort of thing. That is just, in my opinion, a sign that an inward conversation must be had and dealt with. And what I see a lot of times, and I'm not speaking about anyone in particular, this and that, although I have experienced some of these things myself, is like in the working musician, a lot of times you think that you have to be the life of the party, you have to indulge, you have to live that lifestyle. You read it in books. Like when I was growing up, I loved Slash's autobiography, that sort of thing. All the craziness, throwing, TVs out, hotel bedrooms, all this craziness, You thought you have to like live that lifestyle, or that's what it is, or, this and that. And it's not any of those things, what I experienced in recent success. What I've experienced is that it's you answering your calling. That's what it is. That's what's going to get you success. And if you're, let's say, overindulging in alcohol or anything like that, what you're doing is just you're putting blinders on to the true gifts that are there for you. But you have to nourish them, you have to develop them. And it's not just going to happen overnight. You cannot rely on luck in any sense. It has to be, and even if you do reach success because of luck and you not putting in that work that is needed to get you there, you're never going to feel like you deserved it, and you're always going to feel like it, that it wasn't, is it even worth it, sort of thing, that sort of thing. Like even Kurt Cobain, he didn't even want to be famous, there's examples of this. And so you must answer to your calling, and it may be music, it may not be music, it may be reflection of who you are. Regardless, you must develop yourself internally in silence the darkness. You must deal with whatever is holding you back, so that way you can start getting in motion. That's what's going to get you there. And then there's this other word that sometimes people are afraid of, and that is the word of discipline. If you know that you are in the light of your calling, and you know that most days you're putting in that work and you're feeling motivated and you're doing your thing, but you are going to experience those off days as well, how do you respond to those off days? Those off days, if it's truly your calling and you are walking in motion in the light of your calling, there is going to be not even a second thought. You just wake up and you get it done, regardless of what's happening for you. If you are executing on hope or luck, I promise you that has no direction, no guidance. But when you are, responding in a direction of, no, this is what I'm meant for. This is my calling. It may not be the situation or this and that, but music or whatever it is, business, whatever your thing is, this is my calling. And regardless, I'm going to be in those waters every freaking day, no matter what. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, to the highest of levels. Because you honoring yourself to the highest degree is you honoring God. And what is better than that? He, regardless of how you feel on those fronts, he put these gifts into all of us. And we all each have our own unique thing about ourselves. And it is our purpose to develop that in order to give back. That is the whole thing. And that is what I have found that my so far success has been built on. It was the furthest thing in the world that you would think of as, like, if you knew me in high school or like even earlier or at certain periods of my life, they'd be like, dude, there's no way this guy, I hope he even like makes it out alive. That sort of thing, But yet here I am. And it's just because of that unshakable discipline of walking in my path and not being ashamed of it and only doing it with the intent to grow myself. So therefore, I hopefully can help someone else. And I promise you, if you walk in that light, if you have that mindset, that frame of mind, you can't fail. And you are going to, be able to have that muscle to push through and to live happy most days. But again, we are human. You're going to experience ups and downs. It's just the ebb and flow of life, And, but the thing that is going to hold you back is going to be the distractions you insist on keeping in your life, rather that be alcohol, rather that be any sort of negative behavior that's going to detract from your goals, and you have to have an honest conversation with yourself about those things, The more distractions you eliminate, the closer you are going to be to not only the big man upstairs, but the closer you're going to be to your path. And I'm a big believer in that. And, when it comes to like the people, for instance, when it comes to the people in your life, sort of thing. Well, I heard a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to go ahead and relate it to you guys. If the people in your inner circle do not have bigger goals and dreams for you than you do, then why are they there? 100%. The people who I like to surround myself with are people who are growing. I want the people who are around me to be growing in the light of what they are meant to do. And it may not even be music. And some of my good friends are doctors or amazing in business, or another good friend of mine, he started as as just an entry level employee at Wendy's, and now he's running stores, those are the people you want in your circle, because they are going to help you on those bad days, sort of thing. And it may not even be like a conversation you have about how you're feeling with them. It may just be you seeing them grind that day. And they may be having the best day while you're having the lowest of days. But you seeing them continue on their path will put a fire in you for that day to continue on, And so the biggest hurdle I see in young musicians, because that's just the world I know, so that's what I'm speaking on, is, again, the distractions they insist on keeping in their life, and versus living in the light of what they're truly meant to do. And again, when you find that when you remove all the distractions and you allow that space to exist, you're just going to wake up one day and you're not going to even know what happened. All of a sudden, a few years go by and you're on this crazy journey. That's what I've experienced. And I promise you that will happen for you, but you must, remove those distractions, and then you must remove idle time, and then you must remove, in my opinion, any person or circumstance that, again, if they don't have bigger goals and dreams for you than you do, then why are they there, sort of thing. And you got to attack it relentlessly. You got to be aggressive about it, because, again, the whole goal of you developing to your fullest self has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with giving back. And that is the whole thing. And that is what's going to make you feel whole. That's what's going to make you feel successful. That's going to give you your confidence. That's going to give you that drive to wake up and to continue in every day and to be the best version that you can every day. And if you were going through a bad day yesterday, that whole mentality shifts back of, man, I just got to be 1% better than I was yesterday. And that's pretty easy to do. But the thing is you were climbing that whole time. So maybe you dipped, but that level is still much higher than when you started. And that is how, in my opinion, regardless, though, you could be going through the craziest of storms, like I've recently have gone through, and yet there is still no question, there is still no doubt on where this is heading. And one of my favorite things that I have a conversation with the big man is, I don't know where I'm going, but I know how to get there. And if you live in that light, man, you just can't go wrong, man. You're going to feel whole. You're going to feel like your whole self, and not like you're leaving cards on the table. You never want to leave cards on the table, because what's it about? It's about giving back. And if you're leaving cards on the table, starting with yourself, that is maybe one individual that you could have helped. And but anyway, again, sometimes I get these intuitions to help a student, and I figured, why not make some of these things public? And if it helps one person out there, cool. If it's just just to have it out there in the land of YouTube, cool. Regardless, I had much love and much want for my students and the kids, and to achieve the impossible, and to achieve greatness within themselves. That is ultimately what I love to see in my students. And I promise you guys, I'm not perfect, I am a human being, but because of you guys, I want to be better as well. And so you see how this all, one thing leads to the next, and helps, in return helps your teacher, if you will. But anyway, man, again, much love for you guys. I hope you guys have the best weekend here. And yeah, let's go get it, man. I already been there, done it today. Let's go.